By default, OpenAI generates the model's full response before returning it in a single HTTP reply. For longer outputs, this can lead to noticeable delays. With streaming, you can begin receiving and handling the response as soon as the model starts generating it, rather than waiting for the entire output to be completed. Here's our standard API call. We are asking the model to repeat a set of words 10 times. We want the model to stream the output. So we set the stream parameter to true in our call. This causes the responses API to return data as streams of semantic events. You can monitor and respond only to the events that are relevant to your application. Let's print out these events. Every event is a typed instance. You can identify individual events using the type property of the event. Common events to listen for when streaming text are response.created, response.outputText.delta, response completed, and error. Let's just print the events we want. Here we are checking for the output text delta event, which contains the portion of the text that is ready to display. And here we are printing the actual text. To print without a new line, add the end parameter to the print function and set it to an empty string. OpenAI also provides a Stream API endpoint that allows you to wrap your API calls for streaming. This is useful in cases where you have many API calls that need to stream, and you want to consolidate your stream handling logic in one place, instead of having duplicated code everywhere. Let's see this. We remove the stream equals option. Let's remove the event printing for now. Let's now create our own stream helper function. We can now replace our existing API call with our helper function. So now we are calling our helper function with our existing parameters. We are now ready to call the OpenAI's stream endpoint with this parameter. Here's the stream endpoint API being called with our parameter. We are getting back a stream. So let's handle them as before. We're simply displaying the text deltas as they come in, and on response completed, we return the response object as a whole. So the calling program gets the response object in one chunk, even though the text portion was printed as a stream. That's it. Our API call looks similar to before. But now it is being wrapped via our helper function, which calls the stream API and prints the text responses as they come in. Remember, our helper function does return the full response object, so we have access to it here after the call. And we could technically print output text just as before, which isn't necessary since our helper function has already printed our text response. But having the response object is useful for other types of processing we might need to do after an API call. By the way, you can see the async version of this program in the tutorial code listing.